Alrighty. How's everybody doing today? Oh, this weird. That shouldn't have been on. Anyhow. Back again with some more ServiceIT. You can do it. Last time we tried this game, we got a little bit stuck. On the soldering. I have since figured it out. I'm not gonna lie, I've played this game a lot since I last recorded it. So let's go over what we've unlocked, figured out. So unlocked some stuff, figured out some stuff, got myself a little table. There's some jobs that when I try to do them, it involves receiving a customer's laptop. You do some operating system work, and then you're supposed to be able to send it back, and I cannot get it to the send back part. I haven't been able to figure it out because I have not been finding a lot of recent content on this game. There's kind of a skill tree, if you will, and we probably did the soldering one here during the last video, where you have to take a course and you can learn a new skill and get new missions and stuff like that. So we've done a few more since then. We've done network management, we've done programming. That one, I believe we have a job current. I was trying it yesterday and I could not figure it out, so we might look at it again today. Terminal, or as some old folks like me may remember it as a DOS prompt. BIOS, and then we did system installation, which that's generally what we're getting the laptops in for, and I'm not figuring them out. Like I can get for those missions you have to buy a product license for whatever version the customer wants. You install it with a flash drive just like you would in real life, and then you're supposed to be able, I think, to pick the laptop up, bring it over to this shelf, and send it back off to the customer. And I cannot pick the laptop up for whatever reason. At this point, it's beyond me. And I guess I've been trying to find current content on it, and I'm not finding it. And if you just simply Google it, even if you put game, it's still giving you like real life procedures, so to speak, and I don't know how that translates because I don't have a lot of like super technical experience. So this is the program. So this young lady, Palmyra Smythe or Smith, wants a program that will listen for an alert for received mail, get all mails, deletes mails whose dates are from last year, and then it gives you some technical information that you're going to need for that. So we had to download this app, okay, and then you enable, and if some of you may already know what some of this is, you know, just bear with me because I don't. So these enable, I guess, modules. We'll find out in a minute. That you would use. So you open it, and so let's clear all this. So you open the configuration panel, and this is where you add stuff. And you have to go by the email. And you get spam mail, evidently. So you listen for an alert. So the config data is here, which is, this is what we're putting in this window. And let's see, so we do login, and something really good about this game is you can copy and paste passwords and usernames pretty much anywhere. So then we add a new line for the password. A new line for the port, or for the IP rather. And now we add a new line for the port. Which is 995. Security is SSL. Security network services. Network services is an IP. So that's all of this information in the config data. So that's probably right. So whenever we're adding nodes is where I am probably messing this up at. And it's not super clear to me anyway how to know that. And we'll go over that. Hopefully we'll figure this out today. I'm only going to try it like once. So the first step is to listen for an alert. So I don't know, maybe receive mail, and then get mail maybe, and then here the remove mail date from last year. Okay. So you choose the device or the method you're going to be sending the program to the customer and click compile. And then this pops up and oh, I did it. I could not for the life of me figure out what I did wrong. Okay, so never mind. I figured it out, I guess. Okay. And then they send you a feedback email. I rate the execution of the order with 5 of 5 stars. You will receive the adequate reputation points and payment. So we can delete this email. You do get spam mails in here. I've never clicked on anything. I don't think that's a good idea. Super Wealth Solutions spelled with an EL instead of an A. All right. So we have $3,000 at the moment. That would be enough to get a solar upgrade. New type of elements to replace and more missions. Let's not do that just yet. Let's look at our contracts. We only have 2 jobs that we can take. Unfortunately, man, this is one where the customer would send us his laptop and we'll make some changes in the BIOS. I mean, we'll try it. We'll try it and see if maybe we get it this time. I don't know. And then this gentleman needs a board repaired. The Bluetooth module does not always work. So maybe we have to, maybe it's his motherboard. So it's only $3.39, but it's a Saturday. So there's two things wrong with that. So we don't get shipments on a Saturday, and we need to wait for those customers' items to arrive to ship to us. So we're gonna skip this day. And we're gonna skip a Sunday because again, you know, we don't get shipments. So you saw it pop up on the screen there. We get billed for things, medical expenses and stuff like that. Even though I don't know what medical expenses there are. So let's try this laptop. Let's get this out of the way, because if we cancel a contract, we do get charged a penalty for that. So who knows, maybe I'll be lucky for this cross and it'll work. It'll let me pick it up. So I'd already tell you it's probably not going to work unless there's a step I'm missing somewhere. I don't know. But we'll go through this. So you can pull your phone up. To read the customer's email, and then you can look at the steps you need to complete, and it shows you down here the steps as you completed them. It'll cross them off. So we need to get into the BIOS of this computer. So they made that pretty easy. So secure boot should be, oops, it's not in there. It's in advanced. Should be false. Reduce the temperature limit. The laptop seems to, it's already at 71. Okay, well, and then update drivers. If this little caution sign appears, you know that that driver needs updated. This one probably needs reinstalled. Yeah. So we install the update. And check for updates on this one. And it said there was an error found, so we need to reinstall the driver. Reinstall the driver. Reinstallation successful. Now we need to check for updates again. And install the update. Okay. This is marked. Nothing about the RAM and recently. It said to reduce the temperature. Changing temperature to a higher one will unlock this computer power at the expense of higher temperatures. Too high temperatures can cause blue screens and even hardware damage. Lower the temperature to at least 90 degrees. And it's already at 70. We can't lower it any more than that. So usually when you complete a task, it'll cross it off in here that you've completed it. But that does not seem to be a thing with this particular mission, and we cannot then pick this up. You either pick up an item, you would right click it, and it'll pick it up and you can carry it over to that shelf in there. It's not letting us do that. So unfortunately, we're going to have to take a hit on this contract, cancel it, because we can't send it. I need to remember to look for a Discord or something for the developers of this game, and maybe there'll be some troubleshooting or a bug report or something in there. I need to remember to do that. Are you sure you want to cancel this contract? You will be charged a cancellation penalty of $152. That seems to vary sometimes depending on what the job was. From what I can tell, it's been pretty low, it's been pretty high. So this one I'm fairly confident that we'll be able to do. So we turn the light on here. So for this, I need to turn that off. So when you leave these tools on, such as the multimeter, the welder, or solderer rather, even as you use alcohol prep pads, you can see that their percentages deplete. And once they get down to 0, you have to go to the shop in your computer and order. In the case of the multimeter, you have to order batteries, you have to order more alcohol, and then you have to order more soldering wire. to replenish those products. So I feel a little bit cheaty. This is just like a real life multimeter that I do not know how to use. But depending on what you're scanning, you do have to change the dial around. I've kind of noticed, and I could be wrong about this, and if there's any electrical people that watch my videos, feel free to correct me, but I've been keeping it set at 20,000 ohms and testing resistors, and that seems to do the trick for everything. I haven't gotten too advanced yet. For capacitors, it says you have to unsolder them before you analyze them, and I have not mastered that at all. So we just kind of look at some resistors, and in that box that pops up, it tells you what the numbers should be in the range of, and that one is not in that range. So what I do is, if you hit Control and click on the resistor, it'll change the color of it on the top of that box there, so that way it kind of marks it for you. So we just go through. That one's good. That one's good. Okay. And so far in my journey, I've only ever found one to be bad at a time on each item, but I always like to go through and check them all, because you never know when a game is going to throw a loop at you and say, oh, there's 4 resistors bad on this board. And we will take another one of those courses in something and unlock some new missions and whatnot. It looks like we're probably going to have to be honest, because it looks like our job count was getting, and that's partly because I'm playing this game so much. So it looks like the only one that is bad is that one. So let's first turn this off. I'm going to buy batteries where it's seen. And let's look at our bins here. And that's the one I need. There's bins everywhere. Right there. There's some up here, and you can store extra parts in some of these bins. Over here I do have some resistors in. They're not super expensive unless you order them for same day delivery. That costs you extra money. So then you go in here, go to the green line and unsolder it. Click on it. Click on a spot. As long as you have one in your inventory, so on you, it can't just be in a bin on a desk. It has to be on you. This will pop up. If you do not have one on you, it'll pop up and says cannot find the right item or something to that effect. So I lost my arrow. There it is. So we grab our soldering iron and do the solder. And we need to turn it off because we're just wasting stuff at this point, I believe. Well, you can test it with this. You just have to make sure that it's set in the right ranges. Which are listed on this piece of paper right here. So it has to be at 4.5 volts as a minimum. And then 3.6 amps, which we will go up. 3.5 should be fine. And then we click on that. I don't know if I'm missing something in this. On some items, there's a diode that'll light up, and I believe it's supposed to light up green. I don't know what I'm doing here. That probably wasn't relevant. Alright, we can check the email. And this is what I've been going by. As long as it's crossed off, it's good. So we get out of the desk, right click on the item, put it on that shelf, come over to our computer, click on send, and we're done. Alright. Let's clear out our emails. I always like to clear out the emails so that it makes it easier to find the one that you're working on for your current job, in my opinion. How much money do we have? $3,400. And we get more boards to repair. Let's not do that yet. Let's do a couple other jobs. Wait, what's this? Ability to set up office. Okay, we'll do that later too. Let's look at some more contracts here. So she needs a board diagnosed. Roy. This would involve him sending his laptop, and we won't be able to send it back. Gwendolyn needs a program. We'll tackle that. That would involve a laptop being sent in. I don't know how to send back. And this is user management. So this is, we'll do this one next. This one's going to be for a server. So sometimes people will send you their server. They'll give you access to their server and have you manage users, remove users. This looks like one I might have set up. It is. I'm pretty sure. Yep. So you get this email. I have a job for you again. As a result of recent events, we need to update our active server. Can you help? So we need to delete Rodolfo Bartos. So we need to get rid of the phone for a minute. So delete Rodolfo. And we need to add Terry Colombo. So we go to add and enter the information in. Copy and paste the password. User type, she's a user. Limited permissions should be checked. And change password on next login should be checked. And then we're done with her. And we also need to add Christy Leon. Copy and paste password. User, limited permissions unchecked. Password change checked. Save. And we're good to go there. So let's go ahead and clear this email. Well, let's clear the contract first. Let's look at Gwendolyn's program. Okay, so she needs a program that listens for an alert for her emails, gets the current time. If the time is greater than 15:30, send an out of office email. Oof, we're gonna give this a shot. I don't remember what difficulty level it said it was, but we're gonna take a look. I believe we're probably going to use the same programs we did before. Enable that one. I don't know if we're gonna need that. We'll enable that. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need that. We're not gonna need the weather. We're probably gonna need that. Okay. So for configuration, password. IP. Port. 110. SSL security. Network services IP. Okay. All right. So if I'm not mistaken, this one should be alert, receive email. Get time. to send it out of office email and so we choose the device and compile and cross our fingers. Looks like we might have gotten it. Good. Exciting. You know, it doesn't sound like it in my voice. I was not sure that was going to work. So, oh, we haven't gotten her board yet. I did automatically complete set. Okay. Let's go to another day. And that board is here. Perfect. Take it into our board. Well, the soldering workshop. Let's check the email. Motherboard is not working. I don't know what to do. Help. Okay. So let's go ahead and get the soldering iron done. Click on that to get it to the right temperature. Pretty much everything is going to be 300. Everything that I've encountered so far, you had to have it at 300 centigrade or Celsius for the specifications there. We're not going to change anything on the soldering iron at this point. So we're just going to, oops, that's clean it. Start at the bottom. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Ooh, that's a capacitor. That's a capacitor. I hope to God there's never a capacitor bag in one of these things. I will not know how to deal with that. So none of the resistors seem to be bad. So let's look here. And this is where I have trouble, because I guess these are capacitors, and the multimeter setting has to be different. Every time I've tried do this. Doesn't seem to make much of a difference. Oh my. This is going to take some time. I like the detail of the little plume of smoke up there. So we're looking at a C6 100 NF needs to be at 200 NF. I want to make sure we have it at. We don't. And this is where it gets confused. Oh. I think we found it. We have it right. Yeah. So what is this one? Let's go ahead and start that one back. So we need a C7 470 NF. I know I don't have. I didn't buy any capacitors yet. Here. And I can't buy any capacitors. Well, fuck. Alright, so we're gonna do two things. We're gonna take a hit because we can't fix it. Now you see that cost us $248. And it'll automatically get sent back. We don't have to do anything there. That's a bummer. So it looks like we're going to need to do, and I could have been wrong. I could have, I might have missed something of that nature. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take another course we're gonna take the solder plus course. I'm probably gonna kick myself for it later, but such is life. So whenever you click a course, I don't remember if we did this. Yeah, we did. We go through the virtual tour, so to speak. Focus on replacing diodes and capacitors. Get started. Place the board on the solder station and enter the work mode. So we have a board here. Alright. The diode works if it glows green during measurement. Okay. The diode does not work if it does not glow during the measurement. Replacing the diode works the same as resistors. So we gotta, excuse me, turn the multimeter on, and let's see, your diodes have to be on that little triangle thing, which I think is right here. And it even says diode. Then we measure the highlighted diode. This diode should be replaced. Desolder, remove the old one, take the new one from the container on the table, and replace the old diode. That's solder. Finally measure the diode again to see if it lights up. So, get the temperature going. This may not be as bad as I thought it was going to be. Go over. Take one of the diodes from the container. Solder it back in place. And then test it again. It didn't glow, but at least we're going in the right direction. To be able to measure a capacitor, it must be desoldered. The rest of the steps are the same as for resistors. Okay. Measure the capacitor, it must be desoldered. Desolder the highlighted capacitor. So it's this one here. And you can kind of change your camera angle and zoom in a little bit. And then for a capacitor, what capacitor is this? It's a 470 NF. So for 470 NF, it needs to be on a 2 UF setting on the multimeter. Okay. Measure. Okay. So it's not working. Off. Grab the capacitor. Put it in place. Solder it on in. We did it. We did it. And there'll be another certificate on our wall. And then we have new contracts. They seem to respawn, so to speak. after a certain amount of time, and whatnot. So, yeah. And you can see the required skill is solder plus. It's probably going to indicate to me that it's going to be a bad capacitor. So I'm guessing if it just says solder, it's going to be a resistor. If it's a solder plus, it's going to be a capacitor. Let's try this one. This will be the last one we do for today on this on the video. Let's get rid of some old emails. I've been trying to make. Was this a shipped job? If this is a shipped job, we're not going to be able to do it because it is. Yeah, we can't do that one. We can't do that one because we're not going to be able to send it back. I am going to research how to pick up laptops. Maybe it's a bug, something of that nature. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to end this video here. I want to thank everybody for watching, if you did. And yeah, we will see you on the next one. We will be doing more of this game. I do enjoy this game, and I want to thank the developers again for allowing me to have a review copy of the key. I do appreciate that. Their information will be in the description. So yeah, until next time, see ya.